Why does that ad stop you cold and yours doesn't? It's not the budget, it's not the camera, it's not even the shoe, it's the formula, the exact composition, the exact lighting strategy, the exact psychological trigger that was chosen before a single shot was taken. Someone reverse-engineered what makes a viewer feel something, and then they built the whole ad around it. That formula has always been locked inside the ad. You could see it, you just couldn't get to it, until now. Here's what actually happens at most growing brands. You see a competitor's ad crushing it, you screenshot it, you send it to your agency or your designer and you say, make something like this. And what comes back looks nothing like it because no one actually understood why the original worked. They just copied the surface. Or you go the other route. You book a studio, you hire a photographer, you spend $800 on a half-day shoot and another $400 on editing, and 3 weeks later you have something decent but not something that stops anyone cold. The formula was always the missing piece, and TurboAgents built a tool that extracts it, rebuilds it, and hands it to you. For any reference ad, for any product, in under 60 seconds. It's called the Ad Replicator. Let's show you exactly how it works. The tool is right here in the sidebar, Ad Replicator, and the setup is deliberately simple because the complexity happens on the inside, not the outside. You upload the reference ad you want to replicate, you enter your brand name and product name, you upload a clean product image, and then there are 3 optional fields: your value proposition, your target segment, and your brand personality. Those aren't required, but the more context you give TurboAgents, the tighter the output gets. Hit Optimize and TurboAgents rewrites your input into tighter, more strategically useful language, the kind of input that produces stronger output on the other side. For this demo, the brand is StrideFuel. The product is the Apex Runner, a carbon plate performance shoe with 40% more energy return per stride at exactly half the price of the big legacy names. We're going to run 3 completely different reference ads through this tool. Same brand, same product, 3 different visual formulas, and show you what comes out the other side. Starting now. Reference 1 is this Nike ZoomX ad. Pitch black background, the shoe balanced on its toe, water splashing at the base, frozen droplets suspended in mid-air, neon green midsole glowing. No text anywhere. Every message is communicated purely through the visual. TurboAgents deconstructs it immediately. The core pattern it identifies is a centered vertical hero composition with expansive dark negative space for maximum contrast and dynamic environmental interaction. The creative devices, chiaroscuro spotlighting, gravity-defying product placement, particle suspension, and then it builds a blueprint for StrideFuel. The goal is to visually establish the Apex Runner as a relentless, professional-grade shoe built for serious conditions. Tone, raw, relentless, real, and performance-obsessed. Because the reference had no text, TurboAgents skips the copy section entirely, exactly as it should. There's nothing to replicate there. Instead, it goes straight to the visuals. 3 variants. All 3 drop the StrideFuel Apex Runner, blue, green, and orange colorway, into that same cinematic dark scene. Water at the base, moody studio lighting, the same dramatic atmosphere as the reference, but with a completely different shoe and brand. From a reference ad to a ready-to-use campaign visual in under a minute. Reference 2 is completely different energy, bright daylight, a female runner photographed from an extreme low angle, fully airborne, the hot pink shoe sole filling the foreground, mountains and open sky behind her, high energy, aspirational, human-centered. TurboAgents reads the formula instantly. Extreme low angle, forced perspective shot placing the shoe sole in the immediate foreground. Runner mid-air, framed against an expansive sky to create a larger-than-life heroic scale. Creative devices, forced perspective to magnify the sole, sunflare backlighting for dramatic aura, vibrant color contrast, mid-stride freeze frame to imply speed and energy return, same brand, same product. But the blueprint this time is built around demonstrating the Apex Runner's 40% energy return and carbon plate technology purely through the image, proving through motion that it belongs in the elite performance category. The 3 variants translate that exactly. The StrideFuel Apex Runner is now on the runner's feet, photographed from the same low angle against the same mountain road and open sky. Same composition, same heroic scale, completely new brand. And this is where it gets really interesting. Reference 3 is the Nike Space Hippie ad. Massive aggressive sans serif headline dominating the top half. This is trash. Centered minimalist subheadline below it. Side by side of the deconstructed raw shoe on the left and the finished product on the right. All white background. The entire ad is a provocation, built on a pattern interrupt that makes you stop mid-scroll. TurboAgents detects the text in the reference and the full copy suite fires. The deconstruction identifies the core pattern, massive 2-line headline dominating the top half, raw materials versus finished product visual in the lower third, ample negative space throughout. Creative devices, calling your own product something unexpected, stark visual contrast between chaos and order, minimalist typography that forces focus onto the bold statement. The blueprint for StrideFuel adopts the same paradox structure, but instead of trash, TurboAgents generates "This is cheating," referencing the carbon plate energy return advantage. Then 3 headlines: "This is cheating," ignore the logo, "This isn't hype." Body copy that tells the buyer they aren't paying for a swoosh or a celebrity campaign, but for adaptive foam and a carbon plate midsole that returns 40% more energy per stride. 3 call to actions: run the math, shop Apex Runner, upgrade your stride. And then below the copy, 3 test variant cards: a social proof angle headlined "They will stare," an urgency angle headlined "Stop overpaying," a benefit first angle headlined "Half the price, all the speed." Repurposing ideas for Instagram carousel, TikTok, and email, all generated automatically. The 3 visual mockups each carry one of the generated headlines rendered in the same massive bold typography over an off-white background, with the StrideFuel Apex Runner shown in the same side-by-side raw versus finished layout. It is a direct structural replica of the Nike ad, built for a different brand, a different product, and a completely original message. 3 reference styles. 3 completely different outputs: dark and cinematic, bright and aspirational, provocative and text-heavy. In each case, TurboAgents read the formula, rebuilt it from scratch for StrideFuel, and delivered ready-to-use visuals and copy. Not in days, not after a creative brief, not after a studio booking, in under 60 seconds per run. A professional ad shoot for results like these would cost you anywhere from $500 to $2,000. TurboAgents is included in your subscription. Every winning ad in your category is now a starting point, not a benchmark you can't reach. If you've been watching your competitors run brilliant ads and wondering how to match that energy without matching their budgets, this is your answer. Head to app.turboagents.ai, open the ad replicator, and upload the first reference ad that's been living rent-free in your head. See what TurboAgents builds for your brand in 60 seconds. Link is in the description. Subscribe if you want to see what else this platform can do. We've got more tools to cover.